Guy that's probably the best dressed guy at the network. You and Greg Jennings are always. Who does your tailor haberdasher? Who's your tailor? Who is it?
I actually get my suits from a guy named Alec Musica. Is his suit line. He's out of New York, but he comes to me. He sizes me up. And,
look at that. A couple times a year?
Yeah.
Man, you are. Much. Look at that. It's amazing. Do you go to Cuttino Mobley? Do you go to breakfast like that? I mean, would you go? Would you like? I could not imagine eating scrambled eggs in a suit that nice.
No, you can't. Just unbutton your jacket.
You eat breakfast in a suit.
Yeah, in a suit.
It's amazing. Never done that in my life.
Yeah,
honestly.
Well, you hate suits. You were complaining
I had
about
to wear
suits
a
this morning.
sports
you look
jacket.
so great in suits.
No, I don't. Look like hell.
Yeah.
I had to wear one yesterday for about 15 minutes. Uncomfortable.
You felt so uncomfortable.
Oh, it was just I felt like an insurance salesman. Get me out of here. I hated it. Just terrible. Okay, so the NBA, I cannot believe your take. So the NBA comes out every year. It's the anonymous NBA general manager survey.
Right.
And they come out with, if you were going to start a franchise today, Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Luka Doncic. Two of those guys didn't make the playoffs. I watched Kawhi Leonard shut down Giannis in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Where's Kawhi Leonard? You wouldn't start your franchise with Kawhi Leonard today?
Not saying I wouldn't start. I would start with Giannis first. I would.
Can he shoot a three?
Well, it's not so much. Would you start your franchise with Shaquille O'Neal? He dominated in the paint, right? Giannis
I was always I was a Kobe guy over Shaq because Kobe could handle the ball. Kobe could hit a three.
But to start a franchise around the person, right? If I have Shaquille O'Neal and I just have an okay guard, I can get a little far where some people may want to come play with me, right? But if you have a guard and you have no one else, it's very hard, right? It's a lot of volume shooting, things like that. But Giannis is making everyone better, right? So, Kawhi, he shut down.
Kawhi's not making Marc Gasol and Kyle Lowry better?
Marc Gasol was Defensive Player of the Year. He was always a big man. Kyle Lowry was already first team All-NBA. I mean, All-Star. He was everything, right? He was Olympian. Kyle Lowry's not no slouch. He was already good. He was averaging 20 points before Kawhi got there. It's not like Kawhi made him get more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but none of us ever trusted Kyle in the playoffs.
Yeah, you didn't trust him. That's why Van Vliet, right? That's why
Fred Van Vliet. Siakam.
Right?
He took Fred Van Vliet, Siakam, Kyle Lowry, and Marc Gasol, and Ibaka's 48, I think, and he won the title.
I like how you say that. You say it like those guys are not good or they weren't good before he got there. That's a good one. I like that.
You think that was
that undertone?
You think that was the best roster in the league last year? They won the championship.
It's not about being the best roster. It's about how well you play together. Right?
That team got swept the previous year in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Kawhi takes them, they win the title. If they're so great they couldn't win a second series in the Eastern Conference, didn't LeBron sweep them?
I don't think they would have got past, if they didn't have Marc Gasol, they wouldn't have got past that first round or that second round
with Kawhi?
Last year. Do you think Kawhi's going to guard Joel Embiid?
I saw him shut down Giannis.
He's not guarding Joel Embiid. Do
you not like Kawhi Leonard?
I like Kawhi Leonard a lot. I was just at the practice the other day.
You sound like Chris Broussard. He always said, I like LeBron, but. And I'm always like, can we just take the butt out of it? LeBron's
I'm
good.
just going with Giannis first and then Kawhi.
Okay, so you'd put Kawhi in the top three.
Yes, I'll put Kawhi in the top three. I'm not doing Anthony Davis second. Luka, I'm not sold on yet.
He's a scorer.
Give me a couple years with Luka first.
Yeah, he's a good scorer.
He's a good scorer.
24 a night.
Good playmaker. But I just need between Anthony Davis, Kawhi, and the Freak.
Okay. So you would go Freak. Who would your three be? Your Freak,
Kawhi, Anthony Davis. And the only reason Anthony Davis is third is because I haven't seen you play 82 games healthy.
So that's fair. I'll give you my three. Kawhi 1. Giannis would be third. Kawhi 1, Steph Curry second. Who's the best ball handler and shooter in the league? It's a ball handler shooter's league.
I like that.
I would go Kawhi, Steph, Giannis.
I like that.
It's a ball handler.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Because you know why Steph Curry? Not just any shooter. Steph Curry can play off the ball and still be dominant.
And gets along with...
That's what I said last year. It gets along with everybody. That's another thing.
Everybody.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
People think because you're a superstar, you're going to make the team better. No, some superstars are buttholes.
You know why I am such a great superstar? That I get along with everybody. It's not just I'm a superstar. I'm the Steph Curry of broadcasters.
Colin's very easy to get along with.
Outside of Goulet, everybody loves me. Okay, so let's go to this. So here's my Western NBA West predictions. So the GMs came out with their predictions. I mostly agree with them. So I'll just give you mine. I don't think Denver's better long-term than the Clippers, but I do think they want home court advantage.
Okay.
And I do think Kawhi is going to take 15 games off, and Paul George won't play all the games early because of a shoulder surgery.
Okay.
Then I go, Golden State. Again, I think the Lakers are built for the playoffs, but I think Anthony's going to play 68 games. LeBron will play 72. They don't have much of a bench. Now, I left Houston out, so just let me give you why. I think chemistry matters. If you go back, Cuttino Mobley, to your best teams, they were not always the most talented.
Right.
The owner, Tillman Fertitta, is furious at his GM. The GM doesn't love his coach, Mike D'Antoni. D'Antoni doesn't love his staff, which got fired and he had to replace him.
Right.
And I'm not sure the star, who I've been told runs the team, he even checks himself in and out Harden. I'm not sure Harden loves D'Antoni. Right. And I think Westbrook and Harden like each other, but there's no guarantee they play well together.
Right.
I think Houston unravels. I think there's stress. I think the chemistry, when the owner and the GM and the coach and the star, I'm like, a lot of...
But that was the same thing last year.
Well...
Right?
I think
James pulled them from 14 all the way to 4th.
But the GM and the coach, there was a sense last year after getting close to Golden State, they were going to beat them. Now, after they lost, then the GM's frustrated with the coach. But I think last year we went into a season believing with Houston, this year they're going to get over Golden State.
One thing you can't injuries is it's just a part of the game.
You like Houston?
I like Houston making the playoffs. I know that. Well, I mean, you don't have Houston in the playoffs.
No.
Denver, you have number one, right?
Yeah, because
they're so stuck on home court advantage. How'd that work out when you played against Portland?
No, I'm not saying they're going to win the West, but I'm saying this is how it ends up before the playoffs. This will be the seeding. So Denver wants home court advantage because I think they fear going to L.A. They fear going to the Warriors' new arena. I also think Utah and Denver, young teams, haven't done anything in the playoffs. They want home court advantage. I mean, Mike Conley, he'll play as many games as he's healthy. LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Paul George, they'll Draymond Green. The veteran teams don't give a rip about home court. They'll take 8, 10, 12 games off.
Right.
So that there it is. And I think Houston's going to unravel.
Yeah,
I don't think the China thing helped any, by the way. I had this feeling anyway, and then you get that China thing. That's all a mess.
Yeah, that's going to be a mess in Houston.
I think it's.
On
I think it just.
Basis,
I think
on everyday basis.
I mean, that
just
thing
keeps
has
talking about
about 2 weeks. They're still not over.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, how about this? So AD and LeBron have played a little bit. We're seeing a little preseason stuff. You kind of like what you see?
I like what I see, but I just need everybody to pump the brakes. You know what I mean? Like, we're so like gung ho. Like AD said something about like, I've never played a game where I had 5 points and we're up so much and blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's preseason also. Like, let's say this like in March, right? Let's say this in like December, January, February. Let's say that. Let's see when you guys gel. Because right now, everybody's new. Dwight Howard, LeBron with you guys.
Did you ever get new teammates? How long, in your career, was there ever a year you got even good players inserted? How long does it take to work?
Well, when I went to Sacramento Kings were like Golden State of what we know, right? The Golden State, we know high IQ. Sacramento Kings was that. So when I went to Sacramento Kings, maybe like I think December, when I got traded to the Sacramento Kings, when I asked for the trade from Orlando, Mike Bibby, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, Brad Miller, Kevin Martin, Matt Barnes, all those guys, high IQs. So it wasn't hard to fit in, right? Because you just do your part, right? You didn't have to do anything extra. So for me, it depends on what team you go on and how high the IQ is, because then after that, you guys mesh well. You enjoy your mesh well. You're not trying to outdo each other.
Well, I mean, LeBron's got a high IQ. Rondo.
AD does.
Who's that?
AD.
Yeah,
Anthony
so that
Davis.
should be okay.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers and Clippers, I don't think the chemistry is the issue. My issue with the Lakers is don't know about their bench, don't know about their point guard.
That's the thing.
And frankly, they're old. I think they're going to rest guys.
I don't think they have enough shooters. It's going to become complicated after a while because you don't have a lot of guys that stretch the floor. You don't have a Kyle Korver. You don't. Yeah, okay, Collie, whatever's.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah,
no, he's
What's
with
the
Golden
shooting
State.
Guard?
The shooting guard, Danny
Caldwell Pope.
Danny Green.
Yeah, and Caldwell Pope. Those two. Are they stretching the floor? I don't know. I have to see it first. I gotta see. I'm not too excited about it. I just know you have 3 great guys.
Do we have any Zion footage? I don't know if you've heard, but I am right a lot. So I predict Zion's going to be all rookie. He's going to be a borderline all-star by the end of the year.
Okay.
In the East, or in the West, he'll be a borderline all-star.
Okay.
A lot of people say he can't shoot. You know, he measured. He's a little short. He could get heavy. Could be fat. And I'm like, all I know, I watch that and I'm like, I want no part of defending that. I got no interest. That 284-pound body leaning on me in November, December, early in the year. I think he's going to be fantastic.
He's a big boy. Like, again.
Look at that. Boom.
But you got to think about it. That game right there, I think it was that game or a game against Chicago. I love this enthusiasm.
Look at this.
I love your enthusiasm.
Oh, bang in your face. Love it.
Yeah, I love it. So, but listen, I love his athleticism. But my thing is just like, okay, once they catch on, where does it go from there? Do you understand? Defensively, once teams catch on, because he was 12 for 13 against Chicago, and everybody thought he was like the next like Charles Barkley.
Okay, time out.
Which is cool.
Did anybody ever figure out Karl Malone? Karl Malone had 2 moves. Nobody ever stopped him.
Yeah, but Karl Malone, a lot of his points was transition from John Stockton, one of the best point guards ever.
This guy's got Lonzo Ball. He's going to get tons of...
Lonzo Ball is John Stockton.
No, but he's going to get a bunch of transition points. But, Cuttino, how many absolutely great moves... Did you have... Most NBA guards, even scorers, have 2 great moves.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped him.
No.
Why do you have to stop his move? I'm just going to lean that big butt on you and dunk in your face.
But it's not about stopping. I had a jumper. He
can't develop a jumper?
Yeah, but again, do you see what happened to Giannis? If he had a jumper, do you think Kawhi would have stopped him?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.